Hey everyone, welcome to my shop. Today I wanted to go over a new piece of equipment that we got, and this is this bad boy behind me. And it's the Cefla Unidry oven, and we got it to go in tandem with, you can see right behind me, we have the Cefla Prima Flatline. So fantastic piece of equipment. We just got it online about a month ago, so I'll give you guys a quick tour and I'll tell you what my thoughts are. So here we have the unit. We've got the feed side over there. This is where the parts come off. I've got a test part running through there. I hope you can see it. A very simple machine. You've got your, on this machine, you've got your zones. So there's two heating elements here, two heating elements here, and another two elements here. We've got this vented out through the top. These machines do run on natural gas, so you got to have, I think it's 5 liter flow to whatever building you're using. So here's your natural gas line coming in. This unit does take natural gas, so you need 5. I think it's 5 PSI coming in, so we had to get a gas increase to even put this unit in. But you've got the heater elements behind me. There's 6 of them, and they are electrified platinum mesh plates, I think. Maybe I've got that wrong. It's either, I think it's platinum or titanium, but I think it's platinum. But the natural gas hits that platinum plate, and it actually causes a UV reaction to happen. And so you're not actually, even though it's hot in there, you're not actually using heat to cure. You're using the UVs to go down in the bottom layer of the paint, and it cures it from the bottom up. So once a part comes out, usually it's pretty warm to the touch, but if you can see, I'm able to touch it and it's pretty dry. Let's see if it goes in focus here. This is actually a water-based paint that we're testing out. It's a Sherwin-Williams product. But you just let this thing cool down to room temperature, and then you're able to flip it like if this was a door, and we can run it back through the spray booth. So it's pretty much dry when it comes off. So if we take a look at the panel, we have the main unit here, and this has your screen. It's real simple. You've got start, pause, and stop. It takes about 15 minutes to get up to temperature. You've got your on-off switch, and then we put this on. You don't really need that. That's just a redundant system. But something to keep in mind is, so the machine comes with these components here. This is a transformer. However, you do need a step-up unit if you don't have native 440 running into your shop. So over here, you can see that's our transformer that we had to get to, or our step-up unit to step it up. We're at 3-phase 220, I think, so we had to get that to step it up to the 440. We use a Sherwin-Williams pre-catalyzed lacquer currently, and right now we're actually looking at some water-based options. But one thing that is very important that we found out is your flash off times. Obviously, if you guys looked on videos of this kind of stuff, ideally you have a conveyor system that hooks these two machines together, and that gives you your ideal flash off time, you know, as it's moving through the conveyor. But we don't have that. We don't have the space for that. So we have to keep our flash off time in mind. It's very important. And we found for the pre-catalyzed lacquers, Sherwin-Williams recommends about a 5-minute flash off time. And just from daily use, we found that anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes has been a pretty good amount of time for flash off. And you can't wait too long to go in the oven, so you could flash it off longer on the safe side. But if you put it in the oven too soon and you don't get that flash off, you get what they call solvent pop, and you'll get this bubbling that it kind of cooks the solvent in place, and so you get this bubbling. So, you know, flash off is something that is very important when you start using stuff like this. All right, so now that they've got this tree flashed off, they're gonna go ahead and start running them. So it's pretty easy. You just start loading them one at a time. And this was the first cart to come off of the flat line. When it comes to material thickness, you really need to stay about 4 mils of wet mils of material thickness. Any more than that, and the Unidry starts to have some problems. So when we first got going, we were about 5 to 6 mils. So we actually had to dial that machine back to the 4 mil range. So that way the UV could penetrate all the way through it. And that way, like if you have to run it, you know, you do it at your 4 mils and then you dry it. And if you have to run it again back through the flat line for like another coat, you know, you can do that. But just keep that 4 mil thickness. If you're out there just kind of doing some research on it, you know, that's something you will have to kind of factor in. So these side panels, they're actually doors, so they'll slide up. I got the machine on, so I'm not going to open them right now, but each panel will actually slide up and it'll let you access the belt if you needed to get to a part for some reason. Going back to this panel here, you can see that this 1, 2, and 3, this represents the 3 heating zones. You've got 1, 2, and you've got 3 right here. They're not at the same, they don't get the same temperature. So it's kind of like a curve, you know, you've got like, I think it kind of rolls up. And every type of material that you're using, it's got to kind of have its own recipe. So if you're doing like a pre-cat, a conversion varnish might be a little different. I found through testing today that the water-based, at least a Sherwin-Williams water-based product, the competitor to like a Renner, it has been working really well with the same settings that we're using our pre-catalyzed lacquers on. So that is just something. So there's different recipes for different products out there. Because this thing gets pretty hot when it's running, the belt just it stays on during idling. So you get this constant just rolling of the belt. And that's to keep the belt from getting too hot. If it was to sit in one spot, it'll get too hot. So it just kind of stays on while the unit's on. It just stays rolling. Here's an example of a spray stain that we're working on. Nope, you just throw it in. The system that we have found that kind of works for us is that when my guys are running it through the flat line, whenever the last part comes off, so you know, if you see behind me, we've got all these carts full of parts. Whenever the last part comes off of the flat line, that's when they'll start the timer for the flash off, and that way it ensures that the parts that they ran first have had plenty of time to flash off, and then by the time they get to the parts that were last to come off the machine, it'll be well past the flash off time. So that's something that we've discovered works pretty well for us. Whenever you start getting a lot of these machines, it becomes increasingly evident that you have to have a good workflow or a plan, like an organized way to go about it if you want to be, you know, get the most success out of doing stuff like, you know, with these machines. So I got busy and I realized that I did not video the conclusion of what I was trying to say, and I'm currently at home with a newly acquired miniature pony and its best friend that is a goat. Very long story there. But anyway, if there's something that I missed or didn't cover, please let me know and I'll try to answer any questions that you guys have. But I just want to say that in the very, very short time that we've had the Unidry, I've been really impressed. I can see the massive potential that is there. And if any of you are curious, you know, I know whenever you're making big capital investments like that, you know, you want to see what other people have and, you know, if it's worked for them or haven't worked for them. You know, it's kind of important to hear, you know, on the ground level, you know, what people are experiencing. But I'm in no way affiliated with Cefla other than, you know, purchasing those two machines. So, you know, I think it has been, you know, well worth it, at least according to our experience. So, you know, good luck out there. You know, in the cabinet business, because I know how hard it can be. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.